Hello everyone, today we are going to start with the very first chapter from your half yearly syllabus. The name of the chapter is A Question of Grammar. So, this is for those students who don't have any help at home. I'm going to read the entire story for you all. Those who are listening to me, kindly sit with a pencil in your hand and try to open to this particular chapter. If you have your book right in front of you, just sit with the book so that you can underline the important word or sentence or paragraph that I'm going to tell you. Okay, so just let's start. Okay. William Brown is a reckless 11-year-old boy who always gets into trouble. So this is a story about a boy called William Brown who is probably a reckless 11-year-old boy. Reckless means careless. Who is a 11-year-old boy who is very careless, who is least bothered about his own life and who always gets into trouble. Okay, one day he learns about his parents are going to visit his aunt soon. Since he will be alone at home, he wants to invite his friends to his house for a small party and decides to ask his father for permission. So what happens, one day he gets to know that his parents are leaving for is going to his aunt's place, and what he decides to do after hearing this, after listening to this, he decides to call his friends for a party, and he decides to seek permission from his father to invite his friends at home at his place. Father was reading a paper in the dining room when William entered the room. When you all are away this Saturday, can I play a party? Can I have a party? William asked quickly. So now William is desperate to invite his friends to his place when they will not be when his parents will not be there at home. So he seeks permission from his father, but his father denies to give permission. No, of course not, said his father, irritated. As usual, we all know that whenever it's about parties or going out or having fun, our parents often denies to give permission. So same thing happened with William also. His father did not give permission to have a party at home in their absence. William spent most of the grammar class in school next morning thinking about this. What great fun it would be to throw a party in his parents' absence. So after next day, what happens? He goes to school, but even after going to school in his grammar class, he is very disturbed. He's feeling disturbed. Why was he disturbed? He was disturbed because he was still thinking about his party. Okay, about his friends and party, but he was bothered about his own class. Okay, just then Miss Jones interrupted his thoughts. What have I just been saying, William? She asked. Okay, so now underline this, please, class. This is important. What was the name of his teacher? William's teacher, Miss Jones. Okay, Miss Jones was probably his English teacher. So now he was very disturbed. So she decides to ask his teacher, decides to ask him question. What have I just been talking about, William? She asked. William sighed, looking blank. She was vaguely remembered something about participles. So underline this word called participles. So this is a part of grammar chapter that you all know. If you have learned participles, you must be knowing that this is a part of grammar chapter. So the teacher, Miss Jones, the English teacher, was teaching participles in that class. So vaguely means blankly. So as because William was thinking about the party, he did not bother to listen to his teacher in the sitting inside the classroom. He was thinking about the party, so he gave a blank look to his teacher when he was asked about the topic that she was discussing in the class. Miss Jones groaned. I was saying that two negative make an affirmative. It means that two no's mean yes if you are in the same sentence. If you said there is not no money in the box, you mean that there is, she explained. Okay, so what is the explanation now she gives? Now that this boy William was giving a vague response, so as a good teacher, what did she do? She again tried to explain him the entire thing. She said that if you find two negative in a sentence, it is equal to a positive sentence. Okay, so one not and one no and not is equal to a yes in a sentence. So two negative makes a positive. Okay, so this is what she explained him again. William considered, then he said, if you say no and not in the same sentence, does it mean yes? So now William says that if you say no and not in the same sentence, does it make no plus not is equal to yes? The teacher said, certainly. On Friday, William casually distributed invitations to 30 friends. My parents are going away tomorrow and said I could have a few friends for tea. Can you come over? So, underline this if you are listening to me, 30 friends. So, William decided to invite 30 friends for tea party. So again underline this line tea, because he decided to invite his 30 friends for tea party. Okay, so underline the word tea and 30 friends. Okay, so if you are listening to me, please do that. They all accepted the invitation. So after getting such a nice invitation from a friend, who does not like to go? Everybody was pretty excited. Everybody accepted the invitation. On Saturday, William's merry guests flocked to the gate. Okay, so what happens? It was a party was dated on for was destined for Saturday. So they all flocked to the gate. They all came to William's house to enjoy the party. The cook stared at them, stunned. Why have you brought all these boys up? She asked William. So the cook of his house, William's house, was pretty surprised to see all those boys there, and he was surprised, and she asked him that why have you brought them here? They have come to tea, said William calmly. So now William said that they have come here for tea party. They have not, she said. Your father said. So now the cook said that no, they haven't come for any kind of party. You please tell them to go back. As your father has said, there is no kind of party that is going to take place in this house. He said they could come, said William. I asked him and he said yes, of course. So he said yes, of course. So the cook shut the door in his face, horrified, and bolted the back door. Okay, so what is the meaning of bolted? He locked the back door also. So now what did the cook do? She did not allow them to enter the house. So when she started fastening the windows, William aimed a stone at the drawing room window. Okay, so the cook locked the doors, the back doors, the front doors, all doors, so that they cannot come inside. So what did William do? He decided to break the windows, drawing room windows. So what did he do? He aimed a stone at the drawing room window to open the window. The brave party entered through the broken window and started running up and down the stairs, and through that broken window they all managed to enter the house, leaving trails of muddy boots and shattering ornaments. William, trails means marks. Okay, so what did they do? They entirely destroyed, and they have just made the entire house dirty. Okay, ornaments are pieces used for decoration, and they ruined and they destroyed the entire house. They made the entire house dirty. William meanwhile locked the cook up in the cellar. Okay, so cellar is actually a room, in the downstairs. Okay, cellar and attic. Okay, so you have a room downstairs, underground, the room in the underground, that is called a cellar. The opposite of cellar is attic, which is in the roof of the house. Attic is a room probably where you get at the top of your roof, at the top of your house, near the roof place. And cellar is someone and just below the house, bottom of your house. Okay, so that's a cellar. It's usually a darker place. Then it struck him. It was tea time and there was no tea. After locking the cook in the cellar, he came to it reminded him of the tea. Okay, so that he has invited all his friends for tea party. A few moments later, his spirits rose again. After that, his spirits rose again. After locking the cook, he does not know how to cook. So what did he decide to do? He decided to allow his friends enter the kitchen, and whatever is there in the kitchen, probably they are going to enjoy that only, because he has locked the cook and there is no one probably to make tea for them and for his friends also, for him and for his friends also. Okay, come on, he's called. Let us go to the pantry. Eat what you can. So now that he has locked the cook in the cellar, he informs his friends to go to the pantry and eat whatever is there in the pantry. Okay, the boys trooped in, shouting, laughing, George with great gusto. So, gusto, enjoyment, and enthusiasm, drank a whole jar of cream. So, what did they have? Please mark it. They had jar of cream. So, what was there in the pantry? If a question comes like this, what are the various items that were there in the pantry? You can just say that there was a whole jar of cream. William and Douglas ate gooseberry pie. There was gooseberry pie. Henry ate a whole currant cake. There was a currant cake, and they left the entire ladder was empty. And the entire ladder is what? A large cupboard or a small room for storing food. Okay, whatever food was stored, they have managed to finish the entire thing, and it was completely empty. You know what is what is the meaning of empty? The opposite of full is empty. There was nothing left. Okay, while they were enjoying themselves, one of the boys who had been at the drawing room window came back. "They're coming home," he shouted excitedly. The boys flocked to the window. A cab was turning in at the front gate. William grew pale. The cab contained his family. So now what happens? While they were parting, one boy comes to that ladder and informs them about their parents, about their family coming back, who had gone away to his aunt's place for a day, but now they are back to their own house. 2 hours later, another friend of William arrived. While leaving, she looked up at William's window and caught sight of William's untidy head. Now, so their cabs contain his family. So after 2 hours, what happens? Another friend of William's arrived. So another friend of William arrived after 2 hours. While leaving, she looked up at William's window and caught sight of William's untidy head. Okay, so she caught sight of this William's untidy head. "Come and play with me, William," she called eagerly. But William did not come. "I can't," said William sternly. "I'm going to bed." "Well, why are you going to bed, William?" William leaned out of the window. "I am going to bed," she said, "because my father does not understand English grammar. That's why." So that's all about the story. So I hope you've understood the story. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Thank you.